Laser sights can deter threats and aid in quick target identification, enhancing your ability to protect your family, home, and country. Crimson Trace, making laser sights standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, learn some of the steps to setting up a church security team from a former SWAT team leader turned pastor. Plus, insights on the gun control battle from an anti-gunner turned pro-gun, and your range reports and more. Call in now, 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. That's 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. And now, here's Tom Gresham.
Well, welcome. It is Gun Talk, and I am Tom Gresham, and we're going to be talking about guns for the next 3+ hours right here. Call your friends, call your neighbors, tell them to turn on the radio, because we're going to be covering some ground. We're going to be talking about some things that many people have not heard in the last week, although there has certainly been a lot of talk about guns and gun control over the last week. As you remember, when we were doing the show last week, live on Sunday, in the middle of the show, the news broke about the church shooting in Sutherland Springs, Texas. We did not have much information. We did not have a lot to go on. It was happening as we were on the air and we were talking about it. It hardly even seems that it's been a week, and yet it seems like it's been much longer than a week since that. So much has been talked about. So much has been done. So much has been proposed. And as you might expect, no surprise to anyone, different political factions, different groups pulled different conclusions from the shooting. We know, of course, now, and normally I would not give out the name of a good guy who stops a crime with a gun. But Stephen Williford, the name is out there, we all know who he is now, grabbed his AR-15 rifle and ran barefoot to the church when he heard the shots. And he shot the murderer twice, thus ending the murder spree. In no time at all, Dianne Feinstein has put forth a bill to ban the gun that Stephen Williford used to save all the people. Yeah, I know. It makes no sense whatsoever. Stephen Williford's the good guy. There was another guy there, who I won't mention his name, who was a bad guy. He's a murderer. He's a crazy dude. Everybody knew he was crazy. All along in the Air Force, people said we were afraid of him. We thought he was going to go crazy. I thought he was going to kill me, they said. And people said, well, but he slipped through the cracks, and the Air Force didn't do what they were supposed to do. And yet, who cares? Who cares? Seriously. Are you saying that if we had a government program that worked 100% effectively and never, ever made a mistake, we would be safe? Are you serious? Are you mental? Have we ever had a government program that was 100% effective and never made a mistake? Do you want to trust your life to the hope that we could have 100% effectiveness? And of course, that would count on the bad guy saying, well, gee, I'm a prohibited person, so I can't legally have a gun, so I guess I can't go get a gun and murder all these people. Yeah, that's going to happen too. So what we're left with is the bad guys are going to get the guns, and they do. But Dianne Feinstein wants to make it impossible for the good guys to get guns. More than that, if you were to violate the provisions of this newest assault weapon, quote-unquote, ban, you would go to jail for a felony. You would go to prison for not locking up, wait for it, for not locking up a magazine that holds more than 10 rounds. Yes, it has to be in a gun safe. For not having a trigger lock on your firearm. Want to use an AR to save a life? Forget it. Can't do it anymore. It's got to be locked up. Stephen Williford, sorry. Now, he was able to get his gun out and run. I'm guessing he already had some mags loaded. Former NRA instructor. Scared out of his wits. Did you see the interview with him? scared out of his wits, and yet he did what had to be done. And I will guarantee you he did not make that decision when the shooting started. He made that decision last year or the year before or the year before or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. He made the decision that that's what he would do. Having made the decision, at that point, you're breaking out of the OODA loop. All you have to do is recognize what's going on and get yourself into action, because you've already been there 100 times or 1,000 times in your mind. And the sports psychologists tell us that if you've been there in your mind, you've been there. It's as though you have made the ski run. It's as though you have run the race. It's as though you have put yourself into danger. And make no mistake, no illusions about this, Stephen Williford saved lives. This madman, I hate to go into this, but it is real, is walking, apparently calmly, according to the video, down the aisles between the pews and just executing people who are cowering, holding their hands up, praying that they won't be killed, shooting babies who are crying. He was going to continue this until Stephen Williford showed up with a rifle, a semi-automatic rifle with lots of ammo in it. Good. Those who say, well, the only reason you would have a semi-automatic rifle that holds that many rounds is so you can run up the body count. Really? Is that why the police have them? They go, what? Well, your police officer has an AR-15 rifle, more than likely, in his cruiser. Is it there to run up a body count? Or is it there because he doesn't know what he's going to face and he needs to stop bad guys? Same as us. So the conversation has started, and I want to give you that some people on the gun banner side they're still being coy. They're still being clever. They're still saying, well, and I love it. They start off their sentences, I support the Second Amendment, but, I'm a hunter, but, I'm a wing shooter, but I don't see any need for this kind of gun. And then we have the, I don't know what to do, but we must do something crowd. We must do something. It is cowardly not to do something. How can you be in the clutches of the NRA? You must do something. Now, they have no idea what they want us to do, because if they look at it, they realize that nothing they can possibly propose will have any effect on crime. No restrictions on guns in the United States have ever been shown to reduce crime. But they're still hiding behind the fig leaf of, we don't want people to know what we actually want. We don't want people to understand what we are really, truly calling for. Until, nonetheless, every once in a while, and you've heard me talk about this, every once in a while they'll come out of hiding, and right now they feel emboldened. Right now they feel like, the world is with us, because they live in their echo chambers, and they think that, all the leftists think that everybody's a leftist. And they think that, of course, everyone would agree with me. So the Boston Globe just came out with an opinion piece. It's very simple. We must confiscate all guns. What have I been telling you for the last 23 years on the air? They want all of your guns. And generally they won't say it because they understand, look, the public won't go for that. The public doesn't want gun confiscation, so we have to trick them. We have to fool them. We have to market to them. We have to cajole them. We have to slide into this. We have to ease into it. We have to come up with words like assault weapon and junk gun and Saturday night special and sniper rifle. Because if we can carve out a little niche, we can get a little piece. If we can get just a little chink out of it, we can start. And we can get them used to the idea that there are such things as bad guns and good guns, a senseless, idiotic concept. But we can start that process. Assault weapons are bad. Hunting rifles are good, except that what they call assault weapons and what we call hunting rifles are one and the same, the exact same thing, the exact same firearm. But we can convince the public that there are good guns and bad guns. But now and then, honesty pops up like a gopher coming out of a hole. Doesn't stay up for long. But honesty pops up like this Boston Globe piece, and they say, this is simple. We have to confiscate all guns. We have to get rid of all firearms. We have to do what Australia did. We have to offer a buyback, but oh yeah, it's not voluntary, it's compulsory. Turn them in or else. So that's where we are. We have a good guy and a bad guy using the same firearm, one to murder, one to save. What you take from that depends on what you want for the public and how you think about people. Do you trust people? Do you think good people are basically good, or do you think anybody with a gun is basically bad or possibly just a wacko waiting for an opportunity to go crazy? If you're Dianne Feinstein, you have spent decades now living with the 60 Minutes quote, which said, if I could have banned them all, picked them up, turn them all in, Mr. and Mrs. America, I would have. Now she gets her chance. She gets another chance at it. Reinstitute the Bill Clinton gun ban, the Dianne Feinstein gun ban. Except, oh, wait. It's worse. It's bigger. It's better. It's improved. It includes handguns. Any gun that takes a detachable magazine and has a pistol grip, i.e. semi-automatic handguns, as well as rifles and some shotguns, would all be banned. Yeah, I don't know that it's going to go anywhere, but it does show you where they are. And the idea that they're openly calling for widespread gun confiscation tells you where they are. It shows you where they want to go. So the next time they say, well, we don't want to ban guns. Nobody really wants to ban guns. Of course you do. Of course you do. You just don't think you can get away with it right now. That's why you're not brave enough to come out and say it. But if you're a member of the media and you don't have to stand for re-election, you can actually come out and say what it is the left really wants. What are you hearing about this? What are your thoughts on it? When you saw Stephen Williford, what did you think? What are others saying? And I predicted this. I predicted it. People are going to the range. They're getting training. They're getting the carry permits. Now, when we come back, I'm going to tell you about a class, an all-ladies class yesterday, where women who hadn't handled guns before are out there shooting and doing it right. Our number is 866-TALK-GUN, or just call me at Tom Talk Gun. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.
If you love to shoot sporting clays, Mossberg has just the gun for you. The new Pro Series Sporting is a full-featured target gun that fits well and points naturally right out of the box. Designed in conjunction with Gil and Vicky Ash of OSP Shooting Schools, the Mossberg 930 was developed to work with you to make clay shooting easier, more consistent, and more enjoyable. This fall, head out to the range and break more clays with the new Mossberg 930 Sporting. Learn more at mossberg.com.
Attacks happen every day. How will you react? See real people put into real-life criminal attack situations on First Person Defender. Discover what works and what doesn't. Kidnapping, ATM robbery, home invasion, and other attacks. Learn how to save your life and the lives of your family. Get the entire first season on DVD at shopguntalk.com. Get prepared. shopguntalk.com.
Since 1937, Ducks Unlimited has led the charge on wetlands and waterfowl conservation. Wetlands reduce the effects of flooding and recharge our drinking water, but perhaps most importantly, they allow us to experience what makes the outdoors so great. Band together to rescue our wetlands.
You know and trust Springfield Armory. Now that trusted gunmaker has an AR-15 rifle with all the features you want. The Saint features a mid-length gas system, a heavy tungsten buffer, and a 16-inch chrome Molly barrel with a 1-in-8 twist rate. Plus, the Saint has Bravo Company's Key Mod handguard, the next generation of America's personal defense rifle. See video of the Saint in action at springfield-armory.com. That's springfield-armory.com.
For more than 70 years, Timney Triggers has been enhancing the shooter's experience. Whether it's a local competition, a day at the range, or even the hunt of a lifetime, setting the standard in aftermarket triggers, Timney is now producing more than 170 models of triggers for bolt-action rifles, shotguns, AR rifles, and semi-automatic rifles. Proudly made in the USA since 1946. Find your new trigger at TimneyTriggers.com.
Country stars Tim McGraw and Faith Hill coming out saying we have to stop the NRA. We should have more gun control. I wonder if they thought about what percentage of their fans are gun owners who would disagree with them. Of course, they made their millions. Maybe they don't care. They live behind gated walls, and they have security everywhere they go. They're protected by guns. But they would kind of like for you to not have the same thing. Elitist, leftist elitist. They're living in the entertainment world. I don't care that they are pretend country stars. Those of us who like old country. Oh, yeah, I love this article. Love the headline, right? USA Today. The AR-15 rifle butchers the human body. So why is it still legal exactly? Well, trucks and cars kill far more people every year. Why are they legal? Exactly. Well, because they have a lot of good uses. And people with guns save lives every day. And 99.9% of the people who own guns will never use them in a crime. That's why they're legal. Oh. One other thing. The Constitution of the United States. It's called the Bill of Rights. You know the Second Amendment thing? That awkward, unfortunate, embarrassing thing in the Bill of Rights called the Second Amendment. That's why they're legal. Let's go to line 3. Warren's with us out of Brunswick, Georgia. Warren, what are your thoughts about this?
Yes, my thoughts are, I just find it odd that you're basically telling the common American citizen to arm themselves and to go out and be prepared to enter a gun battle. Mm-hmm. I just don't see that as being helpful. What if the police misinterpret their actions as another foe and start firing at them as well as firing at the bad guy? Mm-hmm. And, yes, this time it worked out. And the guy is, God, thankfully he was there to intervene. But
mm-hmm.
Are you telling every citizen to arm themselves and to be ready to enter a gun battle?
Heck no, I would never tell.
You hear something?
Warren, I would never tell people that's what they ought to do. But I do have questions for you, if you're willing.
Yes.
Now, you make it sound as though it's odd and unusual that this man used a gun to save lives. And I'm just asking, do you know of any instance where the police rolled up on a good guy using a gun and thought it was the bad guy and shot the good guy?
I mean, we see it every day on Facebook. We see it often. They ask somebody, show me your ID. The person goes for their ID and end up saying, the police say,
no. Wait. Back up. That's not what you're talking about. You talked about somebody using a gun to stop a bad guy, and then the police show up, and they think the good guy's the bad guy. Tell me one time that happened.
No. What I'm saying is, if you have every citizen taking it upon themselves to vigilante style go out and say, you know what, I'll stop these here people from doing this and doing that, how would the police know who's the good guy and who's the bad guy?
I understand.
In this situation, yes, God bless this gentleman who rogered up to the task and did it. Luckily, he was trained. But who's to say the person who's not trained is going to go in there and also be, successfully
let me ask you, how many times would we have to do it successfully for you to think it's a good idea?
I don't think you ever want the common citizen to intervene with something that the military or the police should be handling.
Really? That's like saying we shouldn't have a fire extinguisher because we have a fire department.
No. What I'm saying is, when the fire department, there's actually a fire.
Yes.
A actual person, or if you have what they call it, a shooter at a job site.
Uh-huh.
An active shooter at a job site. You saying that I should run to my car?
No.
Or if I have
no. You should not. No. You should not. Wait. No, you should not run to your car. You should pull the gun that you're carrying and shoot the SOB on the spot and stop the mass shooting right there. That's what you should do. And you know what? It happens time and time again. Good people have stopped mass shootings, and the fact that you don't know about it tells me a lot about the media coverage. But it's out there if you want to know about it. Every day, hundreds of times a day in America, good people use guns to stop crime. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir. I'm aware of that there, and I apologize for interrupting. But what I was saying is that there's no way that we can expect common citizens that are barely trained with weapons to pick up weapons and actually go and take on a bad guy. This guy, he was trained by the military to actually shoot weapons.
No, wait. Back up. You mean that a woman can't figure out who's trying to rape her and shoot him?
We're not talking. See, you're changing the narrative.
I'm talking about the self-defense use of guns.
The gentleman that actually was carrying out the murder, he was trained by the military with weapons.
And you know what? A good guy shot him and stopped him. A good guy shot him and stopped him. So what? Who trained him? Who cares?
Yes, he was trained. He was trained, with weapons. So therefore, he intervened. God bless him. Thank you. If everyone who can do that need to do it, but I don't think that it's for if I'm in that situation.
Okay. I'm almost out of time, but I want to say this. You said if everyone who can do that, they should do it. Well, there are millions of us who can do that. Millions upon millions upon millions who are trained and can do that. Should we do that?
If you're trained to do it, yes.
Okay, that's all I'm looking for. We have tens of millions of people in America, men and women, who are trained to use guns for self-defense. And you know what? They go and break these things up. They stop these mass shootings. They stop crimes while they're happening. They are the fire extinguishers. They control the situation until help can arrive. That's what we do. And I'm sorry that you don't trust us enough, because we're the ones who are going to save your life when it breaks out.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
Welcome back. Of course, as the media rails against guns and gun owners, and Dianne Feinstein does her thing, those of us who are responsible, safe gun owners just go about our business. We use guns. We go out and shoot. We're safe. We're responsible. We don't hurt anybody. We're buying guns. We're trading guns. And we're swapping tails and having a little bit of fun. And to talk a little bit about all of that, joining me right now is Ryan Rep from Brownells, the great company, Brownells.com. Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, Tom. Good to be with you, man. How are you?
I am well. First of all, it is Veterans Day yesterday and Veterans Day weekend, and you guys are doing a little thing for the veterans. We ought to at least touch on that right off the bat.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We try to do something special every year for the veterans, and we work with Special Operations Wounded Warriors, which is they're kind of an up and coming veteran support organization that that tries to get guys out in the field. So we have a 5% sale going on all weekend. So. Basically, all of the sales over the weekend, 5% of revenue will get donated to them. We've got a number of partner companies that are helping us out with that, so I'm pretty excited about it.
5% of the sales is going to go to this Special Operations Wounded Warriors deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool. That's outstanding. That's for the weekend, right?
Yeah, the whole weekend. So that promotion is tonight. It's just before midnight there, but. It's a really good way for us to give back, and it's an organization that, like I said, is small and growing, but they really appreciate it. We've made some great relationships with those guys, and, you leave there, you go to their events and you think about, what those guys have given up, and it's just incredible. So we're happy to help them out for sure.
And for those who might be confused, let me spell out. It's not the Wounded Warriors Project. It's a different group altogether. I got to touch on one thing that you guys started doing, like, I don't know, a few days ago or maybe in the last couple of weeks. It's not often we see stuff that's just pure, as we used to say down here, pure D funny, that you guys are doing, called the Brownells Fake News Broadcast. This is outrageously funny. How did this thing come about?
Well, it is funny, and I'm glad you like it. It's probably not for everybody. That it came about. We always have kind of a promotion in November and into December, and this year we decided, you know what, our brand, we're really having a lot of fun with the brand right now, and so we decided that we would take advantage of the pop culture, phenomenon of fake news and just run with it, produce some sheer ridiculousness, and offer a few good deals there too. But
yeah, I mean, for those who don't know, if you go to brownells.com/fake news, one word, you can see these broadcasts. It's like news broadcast, and our host, our TV anchor, is Wolf Howitzer rather than Wolf Blitzer. Wolf Howitzer. And, it just got funny stories. And then there's some really good deals from Brownells in the middle. And then at the end, he can never look at the right camera. It's just hilarious. I don't care how many times it happens. He's always looking at the wrong camera.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it, Tom. We had a heck of a lot of fun producing that. I was lucky enough to direct it, and man, I got to tell you, we had a lot of fun, and we've had really good feedback from it. Of course, there's a few people that maybe don't have the same sense of humor that we do, but by and large, it's been pretty successful.
I've also found that some folks cannot understand sarcasm, no matter how many times you wink at them or say it's a joke or nudge, they just don't get it. So you just kind of got to go past them. You can't worry about it. But it is, trust me, people, it's funny. It is brownells.com/fake news. All right, Black Friday's coming up, but you're doing Black Rifle sales here. What's going on?
Yeah, Black Rifle Friday will be coming up. We'll have deals really that start. I'll get a little hint to the Gun Talk audience. We'll have deals that actually start on Thanksgiving, and there'll be really good deals on select products. And we were not even sure which products yet because we look at inventories and we're doing special buys with different manufacturers and that sort of thing, and really try to provide that for great deals for the customer. But pay attention all Black Friday weekend and then into Cyber Monday. There'll be some just amazing deals that are yet to be determined on our side, to be honest.
Hey, I got to back up because I'm just looking at your brownells.com/fake news. Now, I'm looking at some of the deals I'm wanting to order right now because I'm looking at Smith & Wesson M&P Shield mags, a 5-pack for $99.99. That's like $60 off. And then M&P 9mm 17-round mags, 3-pack for $70 instead of $105. You got some crazy good deals here.
Yeah, there are really amazing deals. So, I mean, if you want to go to that fake news site, check out the videos. They're great, but the deals are really even better. One of the crazy ones right now is we're selling the legit the LE 6920 Colt lowers for $249.
Holy
That's
moly!
$70 to $80, and they're complete lowers, AR lowers, which is that's $70 to $80 lower than usually the market price. So those things have been red hot as well.
And this is the real Colt lower.
It is. Yep. It's the same lower in the LE 6920 Colt there, and it's a complete lower. I bought one myself. I know several folks around the office have too, but keep watching for those.
Okay.
All November and December. I'm not sure that the price will stay. So do get on the back order list too. We are accepting back orders on them, at least for now. So because they come in and go out about as fast as we can, but those have been really, really popular.
All right, and one other thing we've got to talk about is you're having a retail event, so it's right there in Iowa, right?
Yeah. So there is a retail event coming up November 18th. If anybody happens to be passing through on I-80 there, we're about right in the middle, about an hour east of Des Moines, about an hour west of Iowa City, right on I-80. So November 18th, we've got a great retail store. It's kind of our version of Black Friday, but up to 60% off optics, 10% off used guns, 50% off ammo almost. So really great deals there too. So if anybody's cruising through Iowa, we invite them to stop by.
Well, not only that, but I've seen in the notes here, you're going to open up the warehouse for people to actually take a look at.
Yeah, so that's kind of a neat thing. Our retail store is 7,000 square feet. It's a nice-sized retail store. But when we have a big event like this, we'll see hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of people come out. And so we actually open up the backside of the warehouse where we have a little extra room. And so it's also kind of a cool opportunity for people to sort of peel back the curtain and see behind the scenes a little bit. So do a little shopping.
Yeah, nobody. If people have not been through something like that, and there's not much around anywhere that's like what you guys do in the back, it's pretty cool to be able to see what's going on there. All right, you guys are just knocking them dead. Anything else you want to tell people before we let you go here, Ryan?
No, I think that about covers it, Tom. Other than holidays are coming up, so I certainly hope the audience has a safe and wonderful holiday season. Again, thanks to all those events out there for everything that you do, continue to do.
One last thing. Tell them what the Brownells warranty, your deal is there.
Yeah, we own the company really in the industry. We got 100% lifetime guarantee on every product sold except for ammunition and firearms. But other than that, those are obvious. But 100% product guarantee on basically everything else for lifetime. So it's pretty interesting. So
you can't shoot the ammo and send back the brass and say it's defective. It doesn't have a bullet in it.
No, right. Well, if it's the right kind of brass, we'd be happy to sell your reloading supply.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. Just send it to Ryan and to me. We'll take care of it for you, right?
That's exactly right.
Thanks, Ryan. We really appreciate it. You guys check it out, brownells.com. And the fake news is worth the trip just by itself. brownells.com/fake news. All right, 866-TALK-GUN. I know you're thinking about that last call. Give me a call. Let me know what you're thinking about. 866-TALK-GUN.
Every crossbreed holster is handmade based on the design invented by our founder. A Kydex pocket molded around your gun for perfect retention. Leather backing for comfort. Specially designed clips allow you to tuck in your shirt for complete concealment. The highest quality mag carriers and belts sturdy enough to hold any gun. Our holsters come with a lifetime warranty and 2-week try-it-free guarantee. Crossbreed. Conceal and carry the cross. Crossbreedholsters.com.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit sigsauer.com today.
If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created Gun Dealio. That's a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, you know. You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? Gun Dealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or GunDealio.com.
Get ready for something totally new from LMT. A short personal defense weapon with an integral suppressor. Featuring new suppressor technology from Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, the CSW, or Confined Space Weapon, has a 24-inch overall length profile and includes their new high-performance suppressor that can shoot supersonic and subsonic ammunition with no changes. Chambered for the 300 blackout, the CSW allows quick movement in tight quarters. For more, visit lmtdefense.com.
All right, back with you. By the way, just to give you the updates that you need, we're giving away stuff. We have a giveaway this month with Liberty Safe, 4 winners. You need to enter now through December 1st at guntalk.com/win. 2 winners are going to pick up a Liberty Safe Biometric HDX 350. That's a brand new handgun vault with a pull-out drawer. Very cool. 2 winners are going to receive full-size soft shell magnetic cases. all from Liberty Safe. Check it out, guntalk.com/win. And by the way, if you have Gun Dealio, our very cool money-saving app, and right now is a good time to have it, you have to update it to the latest version. You're going to stop getting notifications. We have done a full-scale, it's basically a brand new app. It does a whole lot more things, but for it to work for you, you got to get the new version. So be sure to do a full update on your Gun Dealio app. Okay, fair enough. Now, we had a call last hour. It was interesting. Warren, his position was basically Stephen Williford, who saved all those people in Sulphur Springs, Texas, showed up with his AR, shot the bad guy, stopped the bad guy from shooting and killing more people. His position is, we just can't trust, as he said, common citizens. I love that phrase. Common citizens to be able to defend themselves or to stop crime or to insert themselves in situations like that. That's really for the police. Really? Okay, find me somebody who was in that church who was saved by Stephen Williford, who will tell you, yeah, I really wish he hadn't been there. I really wanted to wait another 5 minutes for the police to show up. Really? Really? Lord. Line 3, Frank is with us out of Oklahoma. Hey, Frank, what are you looking at here? You think about buying something?
Yeah, the Ruger Precision, and I was looking at the 6.5 Creedmoor, and just about the time I was thinking about actually buying it, they came out the 6mm Creedmoor, and yeah. I'm caught between, and from the sounds of it, the 6mm Creedmoor may be just a touch more accurate. Is that so, or it just seemed like it?
I don't know that. In most cases, a cartridge is not more accurate than other cartridges. In most cases. Both of these are going to be accurate. You're going to see more variations rifle to rifle or scope to scope and certainly shooter to shooter than you're going to see in choosing between the 6 and the 6.5. You're going to get a little bit less recoil out of the 6. You're shooting a little bit lighter bullets. And if you're shooting a lot, that can be a big deal. I'm kind of like you. I don't know how you choose between the two, honestly. They're both really good. Let me ask you this. Will you be shooting just competition or long range, or would you ever use it for hunting?
I might use it for hunting, but I don't really think so because I've got Savage Model 12s and 223 and
okay, yeah, they'll do the job. Yeah,
and 30. I also got my Model 70 Winchester. But let me throw one thing in. I do have 6.5 Norman bench rest, and I was thinking, well, maybe I just stick with, and I might be able to use same bullets between the two.
Well, you could, and but there are going to be people who do not understand what we're talking about here. But the truth of it is, if you've got a whole bunch of 6.5 bullets up there, that would probably be enough to sway me. Because, for those who don't know, when you're a serious reloader or a serious shooter, when we say you got a whole lot of bullets, we're not talking, first of all, we're not talking about ammo. We're talking about bullets for reloading. And we're not talking about having 100 bullets. We're talking about having 1,000 or 10,000 bullets, which is the way we buy them generally, right?
Right, and I can buy from a company big lots if I stick with the same thing. It was my other reason. Yeah.
I think you pretty much have answered your question. You're not going to go wrong either way, but given the fact that you're so heavily into the 6.5 caliber, I would tend to go that way for your particular use.
I appreciate it. When you described that 6mm Creedmoor when it first come out, you said flatter shooting. I thought, uh-oh.
Well, and here's the thing. Yeah, it might be a little flatter shooting, but who cares? Because all you're doing is dialing it in anyway. It just, if you were trying to do holdover, maybe that would matter. But since we got a laser rangefinder, we know how far it is, and we've got adjustable scopes, we can dial it in exactly to the drop. The flatter shooting, if it's 2 inches less drop at 1,000 yards, who the heck cares? It just doesn't matter at that point. Frank, I appreciate it. Enjoy your new 6.5. I know that's what you're going to be getting. Our number is 866-TALK-GUN. Yes, I was a little harsh. Yes, you're right, Judith. I was harsh on the other caller because we were short on time, and also he was just clueless. Not stupid. It's not the same thing. Uninformed and clueless. I'm trying to make a point. good people use guns to save lives every day. And you're telling me that we're too dumb to know how to do that? Yeah, I'm going to be harsh. Yes, I was a little bit short with Warren. I get that. But it is frustrating for somebody to come in and say the average person is just untrained or too dumb to know how to protect herself. Every day, people use guns in self-defense hundreds, if not thousands of times. Numerous of these active shooter attacks have been stopped by citizens with firearms in churches, in malls, in schools. Over and over again. Good guys. And in the case of the New Life Church in Colorado Springs, Jenny Assad, a good gal with a gun who knew how to use it and shot the guy. So when somebody tells me, well, you guys are just too dumb, you're too untrained, yes, we can spend some time educating them, and that's worthwhile. I get that. But, and I'm guilty. I understand it's a shortcoming of mine. Sometimes I just get tired of the ignorance. You notice I don't say stupidity. That's a different thing. Ignorance means you're uninformed. And you just want to say, please go educate yourself. Anyway, that's basically my take on that. I want to talk with Amy on line 2 out of White City, Oregon. Hello, Amy. You're on Gun Talk.
Hi, I just have a real quick question. I am looking at getting a gun for my daughter.
Okay.
So, little backstory, I have 2 autistic kids, so guns have not been prevalent in our home, although my older son is a collector of guns. So we don't have bullets around. He's only been out to one shooting thing just because of safety. Mm-hmm. But she is, she's 17, pretty small. I'm typically a person that goes toward the .357 revolver, something heavy, but I don't think that's going to be beneficial for her. So I'm looking for something that you might suggest that's going to be accurate, and that if she becomes competitive enough, she might even be able to utilize it with competitive shooting.
Okay, so this is a recreational gun we're talking about.
Correct. Well, she wants it to eventually have a concealed carry for safety. So it would be moving toward that, but I don't think we're ready to go in that direction yet, as she's still only 17.
She's 4 years away from being able to get a permit, right?
Exactly.
Okay. I'm going to suggest, and probably the thing you've already thought of, because if you're a shooter, you know this, I'm going to suggest a .22 rimfire. You can shoot it. Okay,
that was the direction I was going.
Yeah, I mean, you can shoot it for almost nothing. There's no recoil. You can take her friends out to the range with adult supervision. They can shoot it. You can have a good time. And the main thing is to get in thousands and tens of thousands of rounds of practice of shooting and pulling the trigger and becoming accurate. Then when she gets to the point where she's considering getting a concealed carry gun, she will already be a good shooter, and she can use that pistol in competition. If she's going to use a .22 pistol in competition, there are a lot of good choices out there.
Okay.
For the money and just for what it is, I'm going to suggest, I'm going to pick one. I'm going to make everybody else mad. All my sponsors are going to be mad at me, okay? The Ruger 22, it's the 22/45. It's a heavy barrel. I get the heavy barrel. It's got a great feel to it. You can use it in competition. It's essentially no recoil, but it's called the 22/45. It's simply one of my favorite. If you look around, you can find the ones that have anodized barrels. So you get like one with like a cool red barrel or a blue barrel, and they're really snazzy looking. And I think she would really like that.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your advice.
Absolutely. You take care. That sounds like a really interesting and cool family. Doesn't it, though? Yeah. I mean, how are you going to beat a 22, honestly? Tell you what, when we come back, we're going to be talking to a most interesting fellow, a pastor who wants to talk about carrying guns in church. Should you have a gun in your church? But this isn't just any pastor. This is a pastor who is head of a SWAT team. Interesting combo, is it not? Yeah, pastor in charge of a SWAT team, and now he's heading up a church. Should you be carrying in church? And if so, what kind of training does your security team at church need? We'll be right back.